Haha, now they can see you.
Hello.
And in theory, they can hear you too, looking at the little shiny lines that move.
Yay! Tell me if you don't hear me or if I'm really loud or something.
Or she drops all the markers in the bowl right next to the, actual microphone.
I got them all set so I wouldn't drop them so much. Okay, so this is a piece I am doing for Dragger. And you can see a flapper on this side, a flapper dragger, and a gangster dragger on this side. I'm going to apply marker first, but this is actually probably going to be a mass media piece depending on how much I get done.
Mass media?
Mass.
Yes, as in like on television?
No, as in more than one form of medium. Multimedia.
Multimedia?
Yes, that one.
Or mixed media?
Mixed media. All the media. I mean, not pencil, but...
You're going to draw on Fox News now, though.
No, dear God, no.
How does one draw on CNN?
I think I'd have to do more political humor. I mean, I've done some, but y'all haven't seen it.
Humor is the questionable part.
Okay, dreadful terror art about current political medium, because I don't, So what I'm working with now is Copic markers, and this is Blue Violet 02.
QM says no.
Yes, I will not be ever working for Fox News. There are local...
But can you color with all the colors in these guys?
Dragor has many a color to come on this stream, so he's gonna... Or they are going to be very colorful.
But you already spilled the yellow.
I have a very silly husband. Sorry about that, Dragor. I did not mean to misgender you if you're here.
Or if you're not.
Yes. Either way, I didn't mean to. Ooh, I missed a small line.
Ta-da!
Da-da-da! There we go. What, you didn't see that line?
Oh, I'm supposed to be paying attention?
No. Not at all.
Okay.
So, does anyone have any questions for me?
Why? Why are you like this?
It's all your fault. We got together when we were young. You trained me in many, many weird ways.
It's my fault? Oh, no.
I mean, forget that you're 2 years younger than me.
I do.
You have more grays than I do.
Well, see, that's what happens, when we're hanging out with the door side. I think it's infectious, actually.
The gray hair? And the beard?
And the beard.
I don't know, mine hasn't come in yet.
Well, you keep plucking it, so how's it
True,
supposed to
I
come
do.
in?
Pluck the little hairs of my chinny chin.
You just let them grow and just,
There would be like 4.
Be that, horrible person with the gray beard who told them not to run in the halls with a sword or something,
That is always the funniest one. Stop running in the halls. This mean person who had a beard and their hair was gray told me not to run in the halls. I didn't like it.
To be in the days before we had to stick with copyright-free music.
I mean, we usually play copyright-free music.
I know, I just don't have a lot of 1920s sort of stuff.
And honestly have no idea what you'd play for 1920s copyright music.
I'm sure there is some. I just haven't really looked it up. I'm just playing jazz stuff at the moment. It's as close as I get. I have some really good background music for like games and stuff at the moment, but not so much 1920s.
So this is BV08, by the way.
Blueberry.
Basically. And when you're referring to the number on a Copic marker, it's actually always the two numbers. Separate. Like it's not just 8. It is 08. Because they stand for two different things. One is intensity and one is the value.
Let's see, which one was that?
08.
Oh, that's blue violet.
Yeah.
Blueberry is 04.
I mean, I have that.
I know. I just felt the need to look up the names. Sometimes they're interesting. I was like, I'm sure they must have named one Blueberry.
Sometimes they don't match, which is weird. Like the 59, E59, I believe. Like, I'm like, that's not that color, but you're out of Japan, so it might be there.
59 is walnut.
It's like, there's a...
55, light camel.
No, there's one that's supposed to be ivory.
Ivory.
E81.
Yeah.
That's the one I was thinking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
And this is Fluorescent Dull Violet. FV2. I don't know why they call it fluorescent, because it does not fluoresce. Unlike my feet.
Well, that's why it's the dull colors.
But it's called fluorescent dull, which is...
Yeah, well, it's still a fluorescent color. It's just, it doesn't fluorescent or blacklight. I feel like they need to warn about some of the other ones, though, that actually do.
Yep, like all of yellow. Almost every single color of yellow shows up under blacklight. So... I do plan to have some fun paints in this one, but none of them are fluorescent because of the yellow color that's going to come next. Does anyone have any questions?
Not so far.
I was going to have this be a little shiny spot, but it just doesn't look right. I could tell stories. Are there any stories people want to hear? Oh, and if your tip starts to look shiny, it means it's about to drip ink, but if you pull off the other cap, it'll stop that. Are there any stories I told people I'd tell them if they asked me later?
Is it actually later?
I mean, I can verbalize them, it's just I didn't want to type them before. It's really end goal on that. Are you taping?
Taping what?
The stream.
Yeah.
Recording. Just showed my age there.
Yes, we got them reel-to-reels. It's the latest in technology.
My VHS recorder is no longer working. It hasn't been working in years. But, in fact, it's gone. I'm pretty sure we've thrown it away long ago, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay. Much like the zip discs, we no longer have a way to read VHS.
I know, you're so sad about the zip discs, I'm sure.
Eh. Oh, I know one story I said I'd tell that's not, like, in any way related to stuff I can't tell. The computer labs. When I worked at the computer labs, when I was in college, we had zip disks. And it was new technology then, which tells you a little something. But the CDs were also new technology. So we had the zip disk trays, or readers, and we had none of the computers in the lab I worked in had CDs, but every so often someone would come in with a CD, and they'd get creative. And there's one person who got really creative with their CD, folded it in quarters and shoved it in the zip disk drive. Is everyone screaming it?
Everyone who? Everyone who?
I don't know. You have the screen, I don't.
I know. I has all the power.
I has a picture of Dragor. To make sure I get things correct for my interpretation of what Dragor would look like as a gangster or a flapper. So it took quite a while to get the CD out, and then we threw it out because it was broken in quarters. Can't exactly use a CD in 4 parts. And like a week after the person did that, they came into the computer lab and asked if we'd gotten their CD out and if we could give it back to them. Because they still needed to use it. There were many blank stares because the CD was in 4 parts. And unlike music, because music, 4-part melody, it doesn't work when it's in 4 parts.
Honestly, I'm sort of sad that you guys didn't give it back to him.
Yeah, honestly, we just didn't even think they was going to come back for them. Like, it didn't...
And fess up to breaking, like, a $300 drive.
He already fessed. He came over, he's like, oh, it's not working. Like, he thought... He literally did not realize he'd done anything incorrectly.
I do sort of wonder where he was in this world that CDs weren't that common. I mean, we'd had CDs for years. It wasn't like it was this brand new technology, like, out of nowhere or something.
You know, but at the same time, it was just some, I think it was like some confusion between, you know, having a zip disk versus not. like not having a CD drive. I don't know.
One of the great truisms of life is if it doesn't fit, don't just slam it in as hard as you can.
You know, lots of girls have been trying to explain this to people for ages.
Yeah, well. Don't make me put up, parental warnings on the stream.
That's why I didn't elaborate. It's all safe for work. Huh.
This piece of music's a little odd. I know you can't really hear it over there. But
Yeah, I can only hear a little bit.
it's probably safer that way. By the way, Tezcat has joined now that you're not talking about your story.
Hey, Tezcat.
I didn't want to interrupt you in the middle of things.
Okay. So who all is here for me to say hi to?
Nobody tells me everyone. Supposedly in the chat, just you, me, and Tezcat at the moment.
Oh. I thought you said earlier that QM had shown up. Maybe she had to go.
Or she has it up on television like we normally do.
True. We usually have it up on TV. Of course, we also we have it up on the TV and we have it up on each of our phones.
All depending.
Well, if we're
Normally
talking.
we have it on the TV and then we're doing something else on our phones.
Or both.
Unitasking is not easy. And QM is here.
Hi.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird that only shows me like couple participant things. It's YouTube.
It is. It doesn't have to tell me.
It's not quite like Twitch. It isn't really designed for like, quick and dirty, like lots of communication.
But we haven't used Twitch much, and most of the time I just use it to play games with
You
people
haven't
I know.
used YouTube in long enough that they switched what your streaming key was.
Oops. Well, that's why we're doing this tonight.
To be distracted?
No. To make sure that we can still stream correctly for First Squared this weekend. Because First Squared is coming up this weekend, and that is super awesome, and we're going to have lots of fun time. And I have things to color.
Things!
Lots of things. Because I have main stage at noon. Central. Noon Central.
Central. I feel like making a plugin for a browser that looks at their website and converts all the times to Eastern. Like, that's all it does. Is, like, Central doesn't exist. It's Eastern.
I mean, at least I don't have to do 3-hour math difference. I wonder if I'm going to get into that one.
Tezcat says they'll be in for a wee bit, but they have to have dinner with their mates. I want to drop in and watch you do your thing. Or maybe you should do your thing faster. I don't know.
I'm trying.
Yes, you are very trying. Walked right into that one.
See how he treats me?
I know, it's awful, isn't it?
The green ones are actually kind of an interesting set of colors here, the green that I'm using. Because it goes green 05, green 17, and green 29, which I shouldn't say like that, like I just earlier said, but I did. 17 and green 29.
Yeah.
No one in the United States is going to know the difference.
So what do you say? 17?
Yep, for forest green, pine tree green, and emerald green.
Too bad about the emerald, I guess.
Because it's not all trees.
Yeah. I mean, could have said something about seeing the forest for the trees or something.
But there are actual like scientific ways to pick your Copic markers.
Well, first you go to the store and you have a small heart attack over the price.
Yeah. You spend way more money than you were planning to. And over the years of collecting markers, you have so many you don't want to take them out anymore.
Testcat says you shouldn't rush it. Art must be cherished and meticulous to the point of insanity. Nah.
Oh, trust me, there's been enough art insanity this weekend.
I know what you're talking about.
This
Really?
week. It's a weekday this week.
I mean, you only have 4 pieces to be done before the end of the weekend.
Well, the 2 of them I just needed the outlines, and those 2 are done.
And then you're going to color them on the weekend.
I'm going to color them on the weekend. Yeah. And then there's this one, and it's being colored right now.
Uh-huh.
And I just have 1 more to start from scratch and be finished before Monday for Patreon. Because I have a Patreon. And Patreon people get it for 1 week before I share it with the world.
I can get to vote on what you do.
Yep. I give them choices, and they get to tell me which ones they want.
And at some point, you should stop and maybe read off their names as part of the stream.
Ooh, I should. I don't need to stop, though.
I was hoping it was going to be a little harder than that.
Gray Muzzle Geekery is one of my patrons, and so is Mama T and Margaret and Legal Inspire and Weatherfox. Pretty sure that's all of my patrons. Oh, nope. Nicola Tiger. Nicola is the biggest patron. He's the top tier patron. Try to figure out how to say that like nice and polite. Nicola Tiger. That is all of them then. That. See. So the E's are the only set of markers that don't follow their given rule on how to pair markers. So you've got to just play with those. Do I have any questions?
Not at the moment. I'm being distracted by Beer Run.
You're supposed to be watching the people.
I am doing that too.
Okay.
And I'm playing music and recording your stuff. I can do everything.
I know you do everything because you're the most awesomest person in my house ever.
I was just, being trained by work. Do everything all at once because it's all top priority. Sadly, they only have the one we want in bottles. I guess that'll work.
Yeah. There's a really cool meadery near us.
Well, sort of.
It's only 30-45 minutes away, depending on traffic.
I mean, there's a meadery downtown, too.
Yeah, but they're not as good. They don't have the dude's rug. That's the only one I like.
There are a couple others that I thought you might want to try, by the way.
I will try others, but I know I like the one.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a very small place, and when the pandemic hit, I'm pretty sure they stopped making anything else.
Well, I think they stopped distributing.
Well, they stopped distributing it to people. Sorry, they still make it.
cranberry raspberry cider.
Huh.
That might be up your alley.
I mean, I do like cranberries and raspberries, so.
Nothing else you probably just want because it's called Blood Amulet. Oh.
Blood.
I have no idea why they have to be so ridiculous with the names.
Why not?
Well, do you want Death Unicorn then?
And what's in it?
Black Currant.
No.
Like, I know you wouldn't want Bone Crusher. Anything that's described as bone dry. You're going to be like, no.
I don't want to drink anything that makes me have to drink water afterwards.
Well, no, that just means it's not sweet at all. It's just...
Well, then, yes. I mean, like the meme said the other day, you know, I shall have one of these frou-frou drinks and be messed up quickly.
Mango mead with black pepper. Sort of interesting.
I mean, maybe? I don't really like black pepper that much.
Yeah, I suppose the real question is how much there is. But if only we could figure out a way to add you in dancing on this or something.
Why would I be dancing?
To get more views. It's the way of the world, right?
I mean, I don't have that many views or that many followers, so I don't know that it would be take off.
Well, I mean, it seems safer than, you know, exploding something or whatever.
Well, I'm way more likely to explode something, though.
I'm not debating that.
And after all, like I said, my feet still glow.
Blackberry, clove, and orange zest.
You'd like that.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not a fan of blackberries.
Yeah, I don't know if it really goes with the cider.
I like clove and orange zest. And I don't have to worry about these buttons because they're going to be shiny metal soon.
Pineapple honey mead?
I mean, mead is honey. Like what?
Yes, but, you know, it's pineapple flavored. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I was trying to look up to see if they were distributing to some of our more local places.
Mm-hmm.
Stadium had a special for Fat Tuesday.
Oh, it's...
Punchki flavored vodka.
I'm not sure. Like, do you not know what flavor the punchki vodka is before you open it?
I don't know. I mean, a prune punchki flavored vodka would be interesting.
Interesting's a word.
It was still perfectly clear, though, so I have no idea what it actually tastes like.
Because if it just tastes like donut, that's, you know...
But it seemed like something you might want to swing by and see if they have for the next time we're at Thing.
True. Might be fun for Thing, just to make other people drink it.
Yep.
So, let's see. He stepped away from the keyboard because he didn't plan ahead. Oops, getting shiny. This piece actually uses 9 different shades of gray. So what other interesting things are there in life? Got my new hearing... Well, okay, I ordered my new hearing aids today. And that is super nice. I can hear the cat when it screams at me now. And somehow he knows when I'm wearing hearing aids or not wearing hearing aids. Like, he knows when I can hear him. And in the thought on if you have a little extra, Rob Hogan is still going to need some extra help. He had another surgery yesterday, and things are just all kinds of complicated. So if you have a little extra, just go to GoFundMe and then look up Rob Hogan. He's a really nice guy. And very helpful for all the kitties and puppies and stuff through the First Squared charity. I know everyone who's probably here has probably heard it, but yeah, things don't always just stop. Wish they did. Or at least got better in some way, shape, or form. So funny things. What funny things are there? So this will eventually turn into a badge where I will be putting them back to back so that Dragor can flip it around whenever he wants and be like, aha, today I feel like a pantsuit and tomorrow I feel like a dress. Honestly, I'd probably more often have it on the gangster side. I like pantsuits way more than I like short dresses. I'm not very ladylike. I don't sit well. What do you think, Jenny? Am I the frail flower of femininity?
Sometimes. Certainly frail.
I'm not frail.
I don't know. If I hide your coffee.
I will come get you.
Yeah, as soon as the headache goes away. I got 3-4 days head start.
Nah. I know where you live. There's other caffeinated products in this house.
I debate this article.
Huh.
Remove odors from your entire home by simmering vinegar.
Well, that leaves a smell left, and it's not necessarily a bad smell. I like vinegar.
But did it really remove odors, or did you just exchange it?
You just exchanged it. It doesn't remove odors. I mean, unless you're cleaning with it, and you did a good job. Just like when people try to use Febreze. It doesn't clean anything, it just masks it. Isopropyl alcohol. That's what you need. Clean your fursuit. Double check their fursuit maker. Make sure it can handle it. Do we have any questions?
Nope. I think at least we worked out that stupid camera instability thing.
Yes, so I will actually have my just stunning little face on camera this weekend.
Well, at least one of your eyes, depending on when you're drawing.
So I have the eye color and the background color left for grays. And then I will move on to paints. Could you add to that, change the tip list R05?
Does it change the tip list?
Yeah, on top of my marker case there, the front.
Oh. Which one?
R05. It's got a frayed tip. So, I don't know if you can. Okay.
You
The
know,
very
if I-
tip has a little bit of a fuzzy bow on it.
So why don't you shave it?
Because that'll ruin the integrity. I just need to change it.
Ruin the integrity.
Yep, totally ruin the integrity. Okay. Now. Yes, 06 is going to plop if I don't take off the other end. So this paper is Canon Bristol Vellum. It's some portions of sheets of paper where I had messed up at a spot. So I just cut off the part I messed up and used it for smaller pieces. Because sometimes I can be thrifty. Admit it's not one of my big skills. I should come up with topics.
Should you?
I don't know. I mean, at least it's not quiet because you have the music on, but it feels quiet to me. And don't worry, the house is just dry because I had him kick it up so that we could have the markers and stuff dry quicker.
Are you sure?
Yep. I mean, you have life insurance.
Yeah, there's that. Did I show you the 2-story little RV the other day?
No.
Oh, so it's from China, but they made one of those like little all-in-one RVs with the little cab that goes over the driver.
Okay.
So, you know, not like a really long one, one of the really shorter ones. But instead of the pop-outs just going out the side, there's one that goes out the top to add a second story. It even has a little elevator in the back, so you can just ride up the elevator. But it's too small for any like actual mobility aids, so it's mostly just to show off. Yeah, if you could actually fit a walker on it, I'd be a little more impressed.
I was going to say, what's the weight limit on the second story?
I have no idea. The weight limit's probably fine, because it's still the roof of the van is the floor up there. There's just a second roof they put over you, and that's the pop-up.
I don't know. I'm not sure I should be standing on the roof of my van.
I'm more concerned about how the thing keeps from tipping over. Since, you know, 2 or 3 people up on the top of the van all, you know, look over one side. It's going to want to just go...
I think this was meant for people like my sister and her husband.
Could be. I'm sort of sad it's not available here, though. Because I really think it would not be long until we'd see people, like, having bears break into it or something. Totally. Up on the second floor. It looked like a lot of fun.
I mean, not fun for the people.
No, fun for you two. Funny enough, those are almost always diametrically opposed.
Yeah. I think Twitter did another round of banning. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, they seem to be more about that lately.
Well, when it's not aimed at me, I'm perfectly happy. Or my friends. I mean, maybe we can actually start canceling some of the evil people in the world.
Yeah, maybe.
I want to make sure that when I color his name with their... Yeah, I'm so bad tonight. I'm sorry, Dragger. Their... Apparently I needed a nap. When I paint their name with the blackest black, I want to show up against the gray.
Oh, you're finally going to use it for something.
I'm going to use the blackest black. I'm so excited.
I'm not sure it will show up under lamination.
I don't know. That's the point of trying it out. Does everyone know what the blackest black is?
There's something to know other than the name?
It's really cool light absorbent paint. It does not reflect light. I'm mad at myself for being bad.
Meh. Next time you'll just take naps, I guess.
I'm not good at naps. Next time I'll remember I have doctor appointments that day.
Seems unlikely.
There's a lot of doctor appointments.
archaeologists have discovered a 17,300-year-old painting in a rock shelter in Western Australia. Imagine what it's of.
A phallus?
Nope. Basically not.
Boobies?
No.
What?
It's a kangaroo.
Renegade Roo travel through time.
Yep, the oldest known rock painting in Australia is now a kangaroo. I always feel bad for technologies which are sort of cool but aren't there yet. Like, you can see where, like, in a couple generations of improvements, that's going to be really awesome. But for now, it's just not. So this one company has been working on wireless charging to make it work at a greater distance. So, like, they had a demo at one of the consumer conferences of a television that didn't have a power cord on it. So basically what you could do is you could put the power mat that transmitted the energy on the mantle and mount the thing on the wall over top, and it would work, you know. I'm like, oh, you know, that's sort of cool. I mean, a lot of people get really freaked out by the cords and apparently don't want to hire somebody to put a hole in their wall or something. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I can sort of see that. But now they've got a demonstration for a tablet, which is cool because you can lift it like 6 inches off the pad and it's still charging. But it's so new you can't move side to side or like tilt it. Like, I see where you've got a good idea and you're getting there.
I wonder if there's any warnings about nearing it if you have a pacemaker.
I don't know, probably.
Because it just reminded me of that one scene in, was it Bad Boys or like not the TV show about the ones with the evil superhero? The guy walked around and was charging everyone's phones, but
Shazam?
Oh yeah, that was Shazam, and Shazam actually, you know.
Yeah, actually, our current iPhones you can't use with a pacemaker. You can't put it in your breast pocket.
No. Yeah, don't give me any of those funky pockets.
Yeah, I know. We can't be trusted with them, so.
Yep. Well, honestly, it's just a lot of people with ample cleavage have issues using pockets over their boobies.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully those aren't bad words to use.
Hopefully not. Hate to get you banned.
Yep.
Or not. I mean, honestly. All 4 or 5 people were watching you. Da-da-da.
Da-da-da. My friends are so nice to me.
I wonder if my parents are still watching you. Probably.
I told them that we were having it tonight.
Yeah. Well, they were watching you earlier, so.
Oh.
I just wonder if they've gotten bored of us.
I mean...
We're not that interesting right now. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sort of bored of us, and I'm us, so. Ooh, they've managed to read an extinct cave bear's DNA after 360,000 years.
Can we not bring that back to life? Like, I don't think we need...
You don't need random cave bears?
I don't need random cave bears on my plague bingo card.
Well, I mean, they just did cloning on a black-footed ferret, so why not?
Alkali can have more bodies.
Yeah. Supposedly they were doing it for genetic diversity because there's so few of them left.
Oh. Alkali is going extinct?
Apparently. At least in the wild. You don't see them that often in the wild.
Where do they live naturally in the wild?
In holes.
Oops. What region of the world?
On land, I'm pretty sure.
Going to throw something at you.
Why would you do that?
Because you love me.
Well, why would you throw things at me?
It'll be soft.
I'm answering your questions. Just because you don't like the answer.
You're so silly.
Let's see. According to this map, there's 3 different colonies in the U.S. They're about a pixel apiece. This is a really, really sad map for a range map. Like, I think I've seen people's houses depicted bigger on Google Maps.
So basically, they're
Pretty close to extinct.
they're like prairie dogs.
I guess.
They want,
Oh, you have made other pictures ended up as a picture for COVID-19 story. So, it's got a picture of the U of M COVID vaccine clinic at the stadium.
Ah, that's where I should be getting mine.
In the stadium?
I will be either be getting it at my doctor's office or the stadium.
Do you think you'll make it to the 50-yard line?
I hope not.
It's going to be hard with all those linebackers trying to tackle you for their shots.
I bet you that they will be giving the sports teams their vaccines before I get mine.
Ooh, maybe they'll run after the people who don't want them. Just tackle them.
Although the people who don't want them shouldn't even be showing up. They have to go by appointment.
Well, they wake up and there they are.
Yeah, but the stadium has an emergency resuscitation team.
Well, yeah, I mean, what with all the tailgating? They're probably relieved that somebody's not just, having alcohol poisoning.
Ooh, this is a new one. We get to do an allergy shot.
Though, they probably get to do a fair number of those with the bees.
I don't know. Are there a lot of bees in that stadium?
I think there don't have to be that many with the tailgaters outside in the summer.
Yeah, but the tailgaters now have to go from across the park because they expanded the stadium.
I was thinking the ones that are parked over at the high school kitty corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that thing was full. If there aren't bees hanging out waiting to pick off the scraps, I'd be amazed.
True.
Probably aren't today at the golf course. They probably can't afford to get in.
Why would they want to be there? It's already full of wasps.
That's true.
Any questions?
Nope.
If Dragger is here, he can totally make criticisms. Tell me if I did something wrong.
I suppose he could.
There are some of them I might be able to change. But I made a nice guide for this line work. So I could do this again if people liked it and wanted it.
Is it bad to look at like some of the wreckage that fell off that flight in Colorado and be like, it fell in my yard, I should be able to keep it?
It depends on what the wreckage was. You might want it to go away.
Oh yeah, not all of it's interesting. But like this person ended up with a piece that has caution stickers on it for like the outer cowling. And I'm like, hey, I sort of want to keep that one. That'd be sort of cute.
They're gonna go and try to account for all the pieces though.
Yeah, I know. And it's important that they do, so. I mean, like, there's this one, which just is, a big red switch, which I assume is an on button or something. Like, don't you just sort of want to put that up on the wall? Just, Maybe as our emergency internet cutoff switch or something.
Why are we emergency cutting off the internet?
Well, that's what you do in data centers. Is you have a big physical cutoff switch in case anything happens that, like hackers get in or something.
Yeah, but we don't have to worry about that.
Don't we?
I really hope not.
What if they need to steal all of your secrets of art? Dun dun dun.
I have been really bad and they're not written down, so they're going to have to find a way to plug into my brain.
That would be fascinating. And just little cords creeping across the floor. Then you definitely know you need a cutoff switch somewhere.
Oh, and I did scan the piece for Saturday at First Squared, noon Central Time, main events. I will be coloring, and you can color along with me. I will be posting the art I have done to color that day.
You will.
Hopefully. Even if, at worst, it's a picture. I did scan it in both color and black and white. So if we need to remove the words that I put on the background because it doesn't work, we can do that. I mean, I'm leaving them on there because I spent a long time dip penning that, but...
You didn't trace it first?
No, I mean, I traced it with the dip pen. There's no lines around the dip pen. First time I started it with lines, and then I looked at it, and it wasn't...
How many dip pens did you go through?
They are all still intact. But I used all three at once. I have really cool glass dip pens. They have a like swirly reservoir around the edge, and I like how they work. But if you drop a dip pen made of glass, it breaks. And I drop things because I have talent.
I'm not going to debate the actual price on these. I mean, it's more than I'm willing to pay. But there's this dip pen holder that looks like a splash of ink, and it's made out of glass. It's pretty cute. And then they've got like this whale. I don't know. The whale's a little bit disturbing that you poke into it to get to your ink, like right through its head. Reminds me of those Halloween pails where they've cut the head off and scooped out the insides, like you're supposed to run around, but the face is still smiling. It just seems sort of wrong.
I kind of want the face to be screaming.
Or at least, you know, the eyes will roll back in the head or something. It shouldn't look like, you know, it's ready to start singing. That just seems weird. Somebody made a skull one out of looks like rock. Oh no, plaster and glass. Yeah, it has like little words carved in all over it. No, they're calling it the Writer's Skull Inkwell Pen Holder.
I have an inkwell pen over it. Well, it doesn't hold the pen; just holds the ink. But
Yeah.
It's too big around and not deep enough.
Yeah, you got an inkwell. I was looking for the holders to prop it up and keep it from rolling around, so maybe we'd, you know, be able to save it. But I'm not finding a lot of them. A lot of them are, the ones I'm finding are not acceptable. Which is weird because I know there are still some people that do dip calligraphy. I would figure there'd be like somebody out there that's like, oh yeah, we just make these. Oh, darn it, that's sold. A 1880s cast iron dip pen holder desk display. And it looks like it would hold like 6 pens, you know, on their sides. And I'm like, oh, that would be really cool. Especially considering being cast iron, it's not going to wander away. They even forgot how to spell black.
Black is always spelled BLK.
I sort of want that sprayer just so we can spray black 3.0 on stuff.
What?
Everything?
What? Everything.
Oh, come on. That video where the guy did the black 3.0 room, that was pretty cool.
Oh, come on. Okay. Shake it up a lot.
Do you need me to shake it?
No. Hopefully not. Here we go. There was a hard chunk that it got out, but you know.
But I mean, come on. A full black 3.0 room? That looks amazing to sleep in.
There is no color and no light.
Do you sleep soundly? Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
So soundly.
Might be too dark.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm talking about soundproofing it like one of those completely soundless rooms where you start to hear your blood.
Yeah, I already hear enough of my own blood.
Oh, one of Humble's bundles right now is a bunch of Asmodee computer games. Like Small World and Pandemic and stuff like that.
I love Small World.
I'm like, all of our friends should get that so we can actually play together.
Yes. Okay, instruction number 1, go buy Small World. It's awesome. I enjoy Pandemic too, but last time they changed something about the app one, and now it's like about, I don't know.
Are you thinking Pandemic or are you thinking
Pandemic. They changed the app.
I'm trying to remember the other game.
Plague Inc.
Yes.
Yes. No, I'm thinking
Okay.
Pandemic. They changed the app. I think there's a way on the iPad to do the old version or the new version, but I have to find it each time. It's not easy to find. And if you make it hard for me to play, you know what I mean?
Oh, you'd be so mad at me. Well, apparently they have a set of the books for the Fallout RPG on sale as well. I'm just sitting there going, if I told you that I got you Fallout and then I just got you a bunch of digital books for a tabletop war game with miniatures.
You'd be running Fallout for us.
I don't know how I could do that remotely right now because it's one of those miniature wargaming ones. It's not like RPG so much. It's more, I place my armies, I pull out the measuring tape, they move 4 inches.
Okay, I don't want to play it like that. That sounds like playing Warhammer, which was just too much for me. I'm sure it is awesome, but I did not want to have a collection of a gazillion minifigs.
I saw a great thing about that the other day. The guy was talking, it was a presentation about artificial intelligence and the fact that in general, our biggest problem is going to be that we're going to try and measure artificial intelligence against humans when they're not human. In the same way that a plane is not a bird. You can try and measure a plane against a bird, and they both fly, and planes are far better at it, but they don't fly in the same way. So if you wanted them to fly like a bird, you're just going to be disappointed. What he was, apparently some guy had joined into these military naval war games. I don't think it was strictly Navy. I think there was Army too. No, this one was strictly Navy. So, he stuck an AI on it, and he had it try and figure out how to win. And then went to the big tournament about it and played exactly like the computer did. And, you have to build your troops, and, a boat of a certain size can hold a certain amount of armor, but that makes it move slower. And, there are a lot of rules, a lot of mechanics. So the first time, he ended up with a boat that was huge and had an insane amount of armor on it, and took out everything else because nothing could put a hole in it. And of course, the next year they made a rule that you can't do that because anytime you come up with a good winning strategy that breaks the rules, you can't do it a second time. So he put that back through the computer and said, well, you can't do that. So what it came up with for the next one was a whole bunch of ultra cheap boats that had no armor and a gun. But there were 2,000 of them. So, other people's ships are going to blow up a chunk of them, no problem. But there are so many of them that you're not putting enough, shots down range to actually stop the horde. At which point he was banned from the tournaments. I'm like, I sort of appreciate why, but...
Well, it's like the very first person who won the Rubik's Cube competition.
Oh, by peeling off the stickers?
He peeled off all the stickers, so they made that against the rules.
Yeah. That's the one thing I sort of like about the speedrunning community. They don't care how you get it done. The more insanely cheaty, broken way it happens, the better it is in some ways. Somebody just set a record for getting around Mario Kart courses. Because there was some weird bug that if you immediately turned right and you just kept slamming into the wall...
Eventually you'd break through?
Eventually, when the little guy with the cloud that picks you up and puts you back on course, picks you up because you're stuck, he puts you on the other side of the finish line, and you run through and you win. And I'm like, if it happened when you're playing with a human, the first time, cool, whatever. Second time, not so cool.
Yeah.
But just in terms of speed running, your only goal is to do this as fast as absolutely possible. It's brilliant. It's amazing. This seems less than useful.
Hmm.
A whole bunch of ebooks about survival.
Oh, did you? You probably didn't hear the story. I think it came out on Facebook. So a whole bunch of guys in Texas, before the power went down and everything, were running like survival strategy things because.
Oh, the guys who didn't have a can opener or anything.
Yeah, they only had an electric can opener, and so any other stuff that was like in a can that didn't have a pop top, like they couldn't get into, and they were expecting like the gas stove to work, so they can't use, like they couldn't heat anything because apparently they didn't bring anything to make fire.
I'm impressed that out of all of those people, not one of them, not even by accident, knows how to make fire.
Did you hear the really depressing part at the end though? One of the wives of the survivalist group, who's into the survivalist group, she doesn't like do as much, but she supports her husband, picks out the textbooks for Texas.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And we're like, okay, this...
I mean, honestly, I was just mostly impressed that you've got this group of guys who are so gung-ho and over testosterone, and not one of them knows how to make fire. Like, my Boy Scout troop was pyromaniacs. We set everything on fire. It was a goal sometimes to come up with the most unique way of setting something on fire. You know? Like, how do these guys not have, like, matches dipped in paraffin? Or, you know, steel wool somewhere they can hook up to a battery? Or
dryer lint?
well, I mean, you still need a spark of some sort. I mean, I'm lazy. I really like the very fine steel wool and battery thing because, you know, you just touch them and poof, it's gone. But
or they could do the flint, like...
Yes, hit rocks together. Rub wood together.
Well, rub wood is hard.
Depends on how you're rubbing wood together. You know, sure, it's not...
I am not going to make the joke. I'm not going to make the joke.
No, you're not. Haha. But, I mean, come on. So these guys have trucks, right? Like, you could, you know, stick it through one of the spokes in the truck tires or something and hold up another piece of wood to it and just, you know, rub it at like 3,000 RPM or something. Or, I don't know, even use the actual lighter out of your truck. That would have been good.
Do they have those anymore?
In a lot of them. Yeah.
Okay, because the van didn't come with one.
That's true.
It came with like a spot that I could make into a...
Okay, well, you know, you stick a wire in the bottom, you stick a wire on the side, and woo, hot wire. Yeah. A set of jumper cables and hit them together to spark them. I mean, it's horrible for the battery, but it makes fire. I mean, honestly, that was one of the weirdest things about the whole... looking at some of the places that didn't actually have any heat and stuff was the fact that, you know, Texas barbecue is about burning wood for a long time. Where's the barbecue guy? Go to his place. You know? Have him give you some fire. You know, I'm pretty sure he knows how to make hot things.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It's so weird sometimes, I gotta tell you. There's a whole bunch of stuff like that, though. You just sort of look at it and go, huh. So these guys thought they were going to save the world, right?
No, they weren't going to save anyone but themselves.
Yeah, even so. At least they were going to save themselves. And it never came up the idea that, you know, it might need to start fire. I mean, now I do have to admit, it's not like we have a fireplace just in case, there are issues.
We have a fire pit. We have a propane grilly thingy stove, outdoor camp stove, and we have a charcoal grill, and we have a flamethrower. I think we're set.
Yeah. I don't know if we keep enough propane for lasting a week or so, though.
No, but you can start a fire and just don't let it stop. There's lots of stuff to burn.
I'm not allowed to start fires inside.
No, you started on the back patio. So how does the blackest black look on the camera?
Looks black. I'm not sure how special it looks on the camera, but then again, the camera's not like super great today.
Yeah.
I feel like the focus is off, but I didn't want to wipe the lens while we're midstream. I think you may have a fingerprint.
Yeah, possible. Or a head print. So what are people looking forward to in the after times?
What after times?
Eventually this will stop and we will do things again.
Nope.
Doesn't have to go back to the way it was. Like, I don't expect, like, it'll be the same. But I do expect we'll eventually have a new normal that isn't stay in the house all day. Well, of course I look forward to the meat faucet.
Meat faucet.
Meat faucet and getting my hair cut by someone who knows how to cut my hair.
I don't know. Meat faucet doesn't sound very gluten-free.
Yes, it does.
Nah. It's probably gluten in all the meat.
No. It's not Texas Roadhouse.
We'll probably just have to leave you behind.
No.
It's okay. I mean, we can probably, make up for your loss.
I don't know. I'm pretty good at eating all the meats. Should I do the big circle behind the heads in darkest dark or chrome? Blackest black.
I don't know where the accent's going to be in.
Well, the kind of triangles next to either side are going to be in silver. Some of them are gold, some are silver. Some are gold and some are chrome. That's why I was kind of thinking about doing it in black.
I mean, I guess if you're going to do the thin lines with the liquid chrome, I could see it.
Yes, some of the thin lines will be chrome and some will be gold paint. The small circle, this thin line is going to be gold. These are going to be chrome. This one's going to be gold. The other one's going to be chrome. So this is my first real use of the black is black, so I hope people enjoy it. Is anyone still watching? Since we're over an hour.
Supposedly 4 people are watching. I don't know if that includes you, though.
I'm not on my
No.
phone.
No, I mean, like, you're on over here.
Yeah.
So,
I know. Maybe they should chime in as to whether they think it should be silver, chrome color, or
made out of broccoli.
the black is black. I'm not making it out of broccoli. That would smell really bad really quick.
You're gonna laminate it.
Yeah, there's only so much lamination will, like if it starts to ferment or something.
You can just be like that one artist at the sci-fi convention. It's not up to us to figure out how to preserve the artwork. That's their problem.
No. I mean, some things fade over time and all, but I'm not...
I don't know, but you don't really know the lifespan of a lot of the materials that you use.
Well, the copy you make is 60 years.
Yeah, but like how long is the liquid chrome last? Who knows?
I haven't had it come off of anything in the years we've had it.
3 years does not make a longevity plan, my darling. Yeah, how long does the blackest black last? I don't know.
We'll find out. Of course, in the lamination, it probably will last longer than not.
I mean, honestly, though, it's not like the markers last super long.
Now, in direct sunlight, they fade faster.
I mean, it's not like oil paints or something,
Well, no. There will not be original works of my art in 100 years. Probably. Unless people start putting UV light glass over it, and I'm probably not going to be the one because UV glass is expensive.
Yeah, I wonder if that's come down at all.
I don't know, it's been a year or two since we checked.
Yeah. And I do like our one museum glass piece, so.
That glass is awesome.
I really want to ask him where he got it, but I feel bad because he'd probably tell us.
We're not in the same market.
We're not. But I always feel bad that he's like, you have so much of my stuff. Take more of my stuff. Like, no, we're paying you. So you keep making stuff because I want more stuff.
Well, yes, but the stuff he tries to just give us is the names.
Sometimes.
Well, for all we know, it's like pieces he can't get rid of.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder how this is going to scan.
Once you put liquid chrome and metallic paint on it, horribly.
I scanned designs beforehand. I should... Yeah, this...
But, might as well try and find out, I guess.
So, listen. but it will also not. Should we be taking a scan of it before I do? Well, then I won't be doing it on stream, so I don't know.
No. I mean, it's not really going to be super recreatable, but that's fine.
It's fun art for a friend. This is a glitter pen. Glitter. I want the really big chrome pen.
What, so you do huge bulky rips?
Yep.
Maybe I should just get you the refill so you can just slather it on.
I have a refill.
Well, there you go. You can pour some out into a tray right now.
It mixes, so apparently not so much.
Mixes?
Yeah, it mixes in the pen. There's a when you first get it started, it like has a watery bit, and then it comes down getting the chrome in. So I think the funky pen part is actually like necessity. So what I'm adding on right now is liquid chrome. It's really shiny. interesting because I think like some of the yellow will actually fluoresce into UV, but not like intentionally. So I had to avoid the specific UV stuff because it would just bring the yellow color out funkily. Here for a few minutes so I can dry a little bit more before I try to tackle other parts. So what are you looking at on the interwebs?
Oh, I'm just playing some Slither IO poorly.
Ah. We're testing the limits of our internet connection?
Nope, not even close. I'm just making sure to do something else while you're doing that, so we tax the computer at least a little. I want to, come up to first squared and be like, oh no, it was fine up until we did something.
I was just thinking that happened the first time we did the Discord one. Was it just all of a sudden kapootsed?
Yep. Well, that's why I got the laptop too.
Yep.
So.
We have multiple options. Yay! Oh, sometimes people ask me why I have this like half black glove on, and it's to keep me from accidentally lifting a marker off on my hand and redepositing it on other parts of the project.
I thought it was your tribute to Michael Jackson.
No, then it'd be red.
Why red?
Didn't his glove? Well, I know his jacket was always red.
His jacket was red. His glove was normally silver.
Okay.
But, that wouldn't really fit with mourning, would it? So, you'd have to be black. And, you only deal half bag because,
There's a lot of controversy around Michael. I just tend not to deal with him. It is not a tribute. I really enjoy Thriller, but because of Vincent Price.
I wonder if Vincent Price ever did any music albums.
He did albums, but I believe they were all talking. They were all stories and poems.
I was just thinking, like, Eartha Kitt and stuff all did music albums at some point.
I've only heard stories out of his albums, so I don't know of any, but I haven't done a lot of work on it. It's not like I have Googled, did Vincent Price sing? Are you Googling?
Yep.
What, was that correct?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of spoken word, don't get me wrong. One of them is called Witchcraft, Magic, and Adventure in Demonology. Be interesting to hear him read that one.
I mean, honestly, it'd be interesting to hear him read anything, but we don't have an album player. But I'm sure someone's, like, put them on the internet.
Probably. Yeah, I don't see any... Oh, there's another couple pages. Let's see. He did a couple of international cooking course albums.
What are they cooking?
One is Dinner at the Casbah. One is Exotic Delights from the Far East / Foods of India. Cucina Italienne.
It seems like it should be like a cookbook for werewolves.
Yeah.
In middle school, my teacher played The Telltale Heart for us off of one of his albums.
Apparently, at one point, there was a slide tour of the Louvre that he narrated. That would have been interesting. Yeah, mostly just things he read. That's too bad. Would have been interesting if we would have had a singing album at some point.
The Monster Mash.
That wasn't singing.
The Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash. The Monster Mash. Yeah, very little singing in the Monster Mash. Mostly spoken.
But yeah, there's some really, I think, interesting albums around that time period of actors who probably not necessarily the greatest singers.
So it's just tradition?
Yeah, well, you know, you do what you can under your acting label. And then, you know, you're contracted for so many things, you can't just branch out and do something in your spare time. Sort of like all those writers that do the, you know, pseudonym in a different genre where it's like, yeah, they wouldn't normally write this, but, you know, They're contracted for all their sci-fi.
Yeah, but it makes it really hard to sell.
It depends on whether or not they're any good at it.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking there are a couple authors that have, decent followings in 2 different genres. But, they're not in any way the same books, so probably equating the author names is not helpful.
It depends. Just like Sean McGuire and Myra Grant, everyone knows she's the same person. The books are not alike. Like Rosemary and Rue and the Parasite series are not at all.
No, but the first Myra Grant book, she didn't.
It didn't stay secret for long.
No. But that's because her style is unique enough that you go, oh, she can't be quiet about that. Yeah, it's probably not the best idea in most cases for authors to try and write 2 different things under the same name in a lot of cases.
But if they have a rabid fan base, it makes it really hard as a bookseller.
To try and talk their fan base into it?
No, like once you know for sure that it's them, but like you don't have a list. It's not like this person is this person.
Mm-hmm.
If you like this person, well, this is them too.
I don't know. I think about your little old ladies in Rochester Hills and go, yeah, a lot of them like Shonen. I think they would have been very freaked out.
They would have been freaked out by Parasite. Most of the people I know do not enjoy Parasite so much. Because it's about parasites. I love it. But I also understand.
You say you can see why kids like Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Nope. I can see why adults don't like the idea of mutated parasites taking over their brain. I mean, sugar is probably why kids like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm wondering how long books with themes like that will read as okay in some ways.
In what?
Oh, I've just noticed that, like, some of the books that were, like, popular when I was in high school, people are like, oh, but, that theme of, like, mind control is bad. People shouldn't read that now. And I'm like, that's been a long-standing trope.
I think right now the only reason that I wouldn't read them is because it's too close to COVID. It's a medical, like, science-y horror story. And we're kind of living in a medical, science-y horror story. Okay, honey, if you look at the flapper, the white lines are turning into gold. What do you think that inside circle should be? Black or silver?
Probably neither.
Neither?
Neither.
What do you think it should be?
Well, I'm sort of looking at your colors. I think the black is going to be too much around them, and I think the silver, because you've used it on the sides, is just going to look muddy.
Should I get out gray 2 and just... It's an even lighter. I used gray 4. Gray 6 on the very outside, gray 4 on the middle. I could use gray 2 on the inside.
Maybe. Though it is 8:45, so you're gonna have to start getting to a point where you can.
Yeah, I just want to finish the one side, because the painting is taking way longer. So, give me a 5-minute warning, 5 before 9.
Well, you can shut it off without me.
I know. Just give me a 5-minute warning, 5 before 9.
Okay.
I'm gonna call it at 2 hours, because I have plenty of gold paint. So if this little bit dries up, no big. We've already gone an hour over what I was planning to do. Because I got in the zone.
Auto zone?
Nope. Art zone.
I don't think I've heard that commercial.
Nope. I hope Dragor enjoys it. I think it came out pretty good. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the right style.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just too busy playing Worm?
Maybe. I'm also tired.
You're really tired. So if I'm able just to fall asleep tonight. Any comments from the peanut gallery? As we end the, as we near the end of our stream?
Nope. But then again, peanuts aren't famous for talking, so.
Right, wait, there's at least one really talkative peanut. Actually, two, because there's the baby,
Nope.
thing I'm not going to say.
Nope.
There's the miniature peanut.
Worst marketing ever.
Ever.
They already renamed him, by the way.
Oh, what's his name?
I can't remember.
Okay.
They just had one of those, my name's not baby whatever anymore. It's, this. And I'm like, the last thing I really need is, like, angsty adolescent peanuts. Like, it just doesn't appeal to me at all. I got no idea what the marketing team's up to. Like, we want to make it cutting edge. Like, dude, they're some of the oldest snacks in the U.S. Doesn't mean they can't be hip. Yeah, it means they probably shouldn't be, though.
I mean, I enjoy peanuts.
Yeah, but does their marketing sell to you?
No, I just buy peanuts because they're tasty. I don't need a marketing plan for that. I walk past the big shelf of peanuts and I grab some even when I shouldn't. Okay, I haven't been in a store for a year, but generally...
I mean, that's the thing, you know, it's... I understand they're, like, trying to, you know, just keep it out there so people keep wanting them, but... Like, it's just not
Maybe.
that...
Every so often I think, and I put them on our grocery list, so...
Yeah, but I don't think they ever, like, have driven you to, you know, oh, let's put that in the grocery list. It's like, no.
No, usually it's been I need a sweet and salty snack. Yeah, let's get some Honey Roasted Peanuts.
Rare Pokemon card expected to fetch $350,000 at auction.
Why?
It's a hologram Charizard.
So?
I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, I enjoy playing card games. I enjoy playing Magic. I never played Pokemon, but it's just young Magic. And I would not pay. You should send that to Nicole.
Nope.
Are you worried to try to buy it?
No, I don't want to hear about how if she only had her cards from back in the day.
She still has them.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
Or if she'd been more into it, you know, she could retire or something. Like, I don't need that. That'd be like telling you how much, you know, most recent set of beta cards went for in Magic. Like, I could do that, but I'm just going to hear about how people stole yours, so.
No.
Why would I do that to myself?
You're not going to hear about it. I enjoyed playing back then, but...
This is your 5-minute warning.
So we're about to wrap this up. If you have any comments, please put them in the chat now. If you'd like me to see me do this more, please say something. And I will post finished pictures of these in my website and Twitter feed. And hopefully Dragger will like them enough to post them. What?
Keep going. I'll tell you when you're done.
Okay. Hopefully Dragger will like them. If you want to be told when I update things here or when I'm online, you could hit the subscribe button. And check out my videos and maybe like and share them or something. Whatever people normally do. You guys know the idea. And I don't really have more.
Okay.
Has anyone said anything about the...
Nope. But I will read you this recipe.
Okay.
Chili crisp ramen omelet sandwich.
Why?
1 package of instant ramen noodles, any flavor. 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons dried chives or chopped scallions, optional. 2 slices of American cheese, and a jar of chili crisp, which is apparently a sauce of some sort. I'm assuming, at least. They list a couple brands. I've never really seen it. Anyways, remove the ramen from the packaging. You split the block in half, so you've got 2 squares. You know, because it's got that one point. Yep. Soak the entire thing in hot water for 60 to 90 seconds. And then set it on paper towels to dry. Prepare a large nonstick skillet over medium-high heat. In a small bowl, add the eggs, milk, chives, or scallions, and half the ramen seasoning packet, and beat vigorously with a fork until smooth and silky, about 30 seconds. Coat the bottom of the skillet with oil from the jar of chili crisp. So, yay, hot chili oil. Then pour the egg mixture into the pan. Swirl the pan around so the egg spreads out into a thin layer. Then place the ramen noodles squares side by side in the skillet on top of the egg mixture. This will cause the bottom of the egg noodle squares to get eggy. After a few seconds, flip the noodle squares so there's an eggy coating on the top. The bottoms are sitting atop the egg layer. It's like that sandwich we saw from Vietnam where you make the omelet in the round, you stick the bread on top of it.
Well, that makes sense, but noodles? Hard noodles?
Now once you've got the ramen squares placed in the egg layer, cook for 1 to 2 minutes till the eggs are mostly set. Then brush the tops of the ramen squares with a bit more chili oil and flip the whole thing over. Use a slotted spoon to scoop out as much of the chili crisp from the jar as you think you can handle. Smear it on top of the eggs, then cover each side of the egg surface with a slice of American cheese. Using a spatula, fold the draping edges of the egg inside the ramen halves, then fold the ramen halves over, and boom, you have a sandwich.
No. You have an atrocity.
But you could have it tomorrow.
No, I couldn't. I'm allergic to the ramen.
I mean, doesn't that look good to you?
No. Can you hand me the grade 2?
The grade 2.
Blue grade 2, yes.
Cool grade 2?
Yes.
Versus the neutral grade 2.
Or the warm grade 2.
I think you have all the worms, pretty much.
Not all of them. I don't have 5, 7, 9, or 10. Am I correct?
Yeah. You forgot about 3, but you know.
I'm surprised I don't have 3.
So am I.
So don't forget, Friday's first square starts, and my main panel is Saturday at noon Central Time. It'll be lots and lots of fun.
All right, good night, everyone.
Night night.